Hey, everybody. Hold on a second here. Hold on. Here we go.
Oh.
There she is.
I forgot to click enter studio. I'm not a streaming pro like you are.
Well, you are now. Hi, Kelley Foreman.
Hello, Rico Stan.
You ruined the whole thing, though. You ruined the whole beginning. I was going to go. Uh-oh. We got echo.
Hello, Rico Stan.
You ruined the whole thing, though. That's weird. I don't have any tabs open. Do you? I don't hear it now. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I did.
I don't hear it now. What the hell? The wheels are falling off already. I was going to do, she's a lady. Whoa, 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 she's a lady. Because that's been stuck in my head for like a week.
She's a lady.
And it's perfect.
Whoa.
See, it's perfect. Hey, everybody. So today is a special focus on. I know we've never done one in the daytime. We've never done a single focus on in the daytime. So this will be interesting. But Kelley is on vacation this week.
I am.
So I thought, what the hell? Instead of just a regular Chatternoon Delight, Kelley offered her time, and so we're going to go with it. But,
I was just going to be your co-host. I thought, like I could be like Ed McMahon or something.
Yeah, but I changed it up on you.
You did. You changed it up.
Because I don't want a co-host. I want somebody to learn about. The co-host thing is fun, but I found that if I have a co-host, I don't focus on the chat near as much. I always focus on the co-host. And I feel like a lot of us streamers don't really incorporate enough of the chat into our streams. I feel like they're a big reason why we do these more entertainment type streams, right? The educational ones, that's different. But for these learning about people and just having fun, the entertainment ones, we really need to incorporate the chat more. So, all right, well, let's hi everybody. I was going to go through and say hi to everybody, but we're not going to do that.
I see a lot of people.
Yeah, they're trickling in. There's just a few to start. I don't even know if the notification went out. They're trickling in. We'll get a good group by the end of the day. So for anybody who hasn't been here before in a Focus On stream, like I just said, we need to include the chat more. But the whole first part of our conversation between Kelley and I is just going to be us. We're not going to be looking at the chat.
You. Yeah, just ignore the chat.
When you guys say hi, we're not going to see it. When you talk bad about us, we're not going to see it. All of that kind of stuff. So now's the time to, get all those jokes out and do all that. The second half, then we'll open it up to the chat, and you guys can ask questions of Kelley. Yeah, that's where we're at. So, and Kelley has been up on a stream once.
And one, I was on Ladies' Night,
which was a lot of fun. I did get to watch most of that episode. Yeah,
Sienna, she's a wild one. She brings out the wild.
She does.
She's wild.
And she does it in such a way, too. She seems innocent.
She does, but she makes you wild.
Yeah. She's trouble, that Shanna.
She's trouble.
And Dee Dee and Jess are right there. Although most of the time, Jess's facial expression is
very embarrassed. Dee Dee, though, she's shameless.
Yes, she is.
Shameless, that Dee Dee.
She's seen it all. Dee Dee has. Jess, even though she's had a very full life so far, she's a little bit more innocent. She's a lot of times she's disgusted or
a little innocent. Yeah.
I love it because she's just always
I know she gets so embarrassed. But she's shameless.
All right. Anyways, so here we go. We're gonna jump in now. And before we jump in, hey everybody, Stephen P. and Lefty and myself, we all hit 1K all at the same time, right? Stephen still needs some help though with watch hours. He has some playlists set up. If you guys, have some time, or like overnight or something or whatever, go load up his playlist and let it run. Let the streams run. That'll give him some watch hours and get him there. He's not super far away, but it'll just help him get there sooner. Maybe we can get him there over the next couple of weeks, and he can be, monetized before Christmas. So, okay, sorry, had to throw that little advert out there. Kelley, You live in Fort Wayne, Indiana, but you're
I
from
do. I'm
Iowa.
from Iowa. Yeah, I'm from
Oh,
Iowa. I lived in Iowa for a long time, and then I moved
born,
to
born
Wisconsin.
and
Yeah,
born
I was
and raised in
in,
Iowa. Okay,
in Iowa, and then I
okay.
did my undergrad at Iowa State, and I did my PhD at the University of Iowa. And I lived in Wisconsin for a little bit, and then I washed up on the shores of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
What'd you do in Wisconsin? Why
I
Wisconsin?
well, I moved there. I was teaching at a small college called Edgewood, and I also taught at the University of Wisconsin.
Wait. The name of the college was Edgewood.
Edgewood College. It was a small
Okay,
Catholic college. Yeah, I taught.
a Catholic college called Edgewood.
Yeah,
Huh.
because it was right along the edge of Lake Wingra. It was a
Okay,
pretty
okay.
campus. So I taught there for a time, and yeah. And then I washed up on the shores of Fort Wayne, Indiana, where I've been for 6 years now.
Well, that's not too long. That's
It
not too
feels
long.
you haven't lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It feels like an eternity.
But I have lived in Indiana for 12 years. So,
That's right.
yeah.
Right. From Elkhart?
I was born in South Bend, but yeah, I lived in Elkhart and Goshen and
Yeah.
Mishawaka, all those areas up in the northern part, right by Michigan.
Uh,
Yeah, and we left though when I was a kid. We left there when I was 12, so 1970.
You got
Uh,
out at a good time because that area of the country got really economically depressed in the 80s.
and my brother went back there and currently lives there again. But
Yeah. It's better now, I think. It's a lot
well,
better now.
economically depressed is how I would describe my brother as well. So that works out well.
Oh.
Well, we haven't talked in a very long time, so I honestly don't even know if he's there. He's moved back and forth. He's moved all
Yeah.
over Arizona, Indiana, Arizona, Indiana. It's always the place. You know what, people? Usually, it's not the place. It's usually something you bring with
No.
you.
No,
You
and
know?
I have people who ask me like, how can you live there? How can you even stand it? Because I have a lot of like liberal academic friends, and like, how can you live someplace like that? It's like, no, you can be happy anywhere.
You can.
I mean,
And
you still should make fun of that place. I mean,
yeah,
because let's face it, I don't live in like a tropical paradise or anything.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you can be happy anywhere. You can meet good people anywhere.
yep. There's always positives. Every place you live, there's positives, and you just have to find them.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
maybe it's harder.
you find your people anywhere
Yeah.
you go if you seek them out. So, and you can always go on vacation somewhere good. So
Yeah.
that's what you do.
I found my people here. That's where I found my people. It took me a long time. Took me
Yeah,
a long time,
yeah.
years and decades. But
You live in a beautiful place, though. I mean, because we drove through there. We went to Vermont this summer, and I'd never been up there before. It was so nice.
you just took 90, right?
Uh,
Through New
yeah,
York
yeah.
State. Yeah,
We were close to up where you were. I mean, I
yeah,
think at one point I was like, "Wow, I'm like a half hour from Rico State."
yeah. That's true. That's true. 90's about a half an hour due south of us, and you
Yeah.
do get to go through some nice areas farther on into the state. You know, when you get closer to the
Mhm.
Adirondacks and stuff.
Yeah, it's
But
all
90's
nice.
not a great view. There's,
No, but compared to Indiana, it's a great view.
yeah,
I
that's true.
mean,
That's true.
it's flat as a pancake up here.
Yeah, and we do have it. I mean, the Adirondacks have quite a few. They're considered mountains. They're obviously not like the Rockies or anything like that, but they're mountains, and it's very rolling here. You know, there's a lot of drumlins and just it's very sculpted by the glaciers and stuff. So it's really a cool place
Yeah, I
as
think
far as
it's really
that goes.
pretty. I mean, we would like to go back. We had a good time. We liked Vermont too.
Vermont is beautiful. It
It was
is.
a nice place to have a vacation. So, you know, there's many good places to go.
Well, next time you come through, make sure, and we will. You guys drove right by the casino. We can meet at the casino and have a buffet. Have a buffet.
I love buffets.
That's the best part of the casino is the
You know
buffet.
what we call it? I would because my boyfriend is quite an eater. We call it vanity eating. I mean, you're not even hungry anymore. You're just eating because you can. It's just vanity
Yeah.
eating.
Vanity eating. I like it because you don't have to just stick to one thing. You know,
Right.
you got all these choices, so you can have a little bit of everything.
Right, right. I have a buffet strategy. I feel like you want to put less on a plate and take more trips. That's the strategy.
Gotcha.
I
That way
know,
you can
but I
really get
see
to
people who
experience.
make the mistake of like building food pyramids.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's not a good strategy.
just a little bit. Oh, look at that.
Look at you getting super chats. You're so fancy now.
John McKenzie with the first super sticker, the poop poop, as Danny likes to say, and Ricky right behind him. Guys,
You're
thank you
so
very much. That's so weird to see.
fancy.
That's and Patty with the most Patty thing ever because she gave me money and then she said this greedy bastard is monetized. So that's the most Patty thing ever because
Pretty
she
much.
gives you a compliment and then she punches you in the stomach at the same time. You know, it's just
Patty
like
giveth and the patty taketh
she
away.
does. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I
I
appreciate it.
love it. I'm so proud of your channel. I'm so proud of you. You've got your little empire here. It's great.
I think I found my niche, you know,
You
this
found your
focus on
niche.
thing.
You built a community. You give
There's
me
a great
something to
great
do
bunch of people.
in the afternoon because my workday gets kind of boring.
Well, dealing with boring is what I do.
It's what you do.
I'm all about the boring. No, but you do. Next time you decide to go to Vermont, let me know. We can just,
Oh, I know.
if you're going right by half an hour, we'll.
Because we would love to go back. It was
And
just so
this
much
is a
fun.
beautiful area here. Now you saw some nice
Yeah.
areas, but right on the lakeshore here, we have the bluffs that are not too far away. We have um, just a lot of really cool places. I don't know if you like to hike. There's
I
hiking
do.
all
Yeah,
over
we
the
do. We
area.
like to hike. We like to canoe, though we're not that good at it.
Yeah, I've got
We
kayaks.
do like it.
I've
I
got
have only kayaked. I've kayaked a little bit. I don't think my boyfriend's name is Jake. I don't know if he's kayaked, but he would try it. He would try it. So,
It's not
but
that
yeah.
hard. It's not that hard. Oh, Bex, thank you very much. She gave me another 99-cent one with
Oh,
the.
and she asked if Garfield will be making an appearance. Well, let's just go get him.
I don't know how to react to these. I've never. So, Steph, thank you very much with the hearts. And Steven says, "Super chat me $10 when I monetize. That way, the real winner here is YouTube." Yeah, you got a point. And Geek Boy, great bunch of people, and me too. Well, Geek Boy, you're among our great bunch of people, and Geek Boy is going to be one of our focus-ons. He's going to be the last one of the year. He's going to be December 14th. Geek Boy is the last one of the year. We're not going to do any towards the end. 3G, you guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Uh-oh. He doesn't want to be on camera?
No, that's Fat Kitty. I mean, cats do what they want to do.
They do.
He doesn't like to be helped. He doesn't like to be held, but too bad. He's a cat. He's no agency. What's he going to do about it?
Yeah.
So,
how many cats you have? Just the one, or?
I have two. I also have Big Kitty, so that's Fat Kitty. His real name is Butterscotch, but
Okay, I was gonna say.
And then Big Kitty is my Maine Coon-looking cat.
Yeah.
He's more aloof.
Yeah.
He's a more dignified cat.
We have one who's he's got Maine Coon in him too. He's got the tufts on his ears. And
furnishings. Yeah, they're called furnishings. And he won't let me.
Furnishings?
Yeah, here he is. I'll show him to you.
Furnishings. Furnishings.
Yeah, they're furnishings. And he won't let me touch his furnishings, but he will let my boyfriend touch his furnishings.
It just sounds so wrong. It sounds like
I know. I know.
He won't let me touch his furnishings,
he
but
won't. Jake can just like fluff his head up, but I'm not allowed. So,
And do you actually call them by their names, or are they Fat Kitty,
no,
Big
we
Kitty,
call
or
them
just
Big
Cat?
Kitty and Fat Kitty, and then my dog's name is Cookie, but we call her Dog.
See, we call the dogs by their name, but the cat is usually Cat, and it's usually like Cat because he's usually screaming at something at 3 o'clock in the morning.
They're Big Kitty and Fat Kitty, and we like to fat shame Fat Kitty. We always tell him like, God, how could you do this to your body? You have no self-respect. I mean, because he does nothing. He's just so fat.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? I
Well,
feel attacked. I feel attacked.
I mean, he certainly has a luscious body. I mean,
Luscious. Luscious with those furnishings. I like furnishings. I never knew that's what they were called. And I
I
absolutely
know,
love
like just
fur
I know.
machines.
I just learned that last year. You know, Rico, you kind of have furnishings.
Yeah.
You have quite a bit of hair.
This
Sometimes
isn't,
when I
this
see you
isn't about me,
streaming,
woman.
well, sometimes when I see you streaming and it's dark, and I see your white hair and beard, and I feel like you're just a cloud floating. Woo!
All right. Stop. Stop it. It's you. This is on you.
All right, back to work.
Why did you move to Fort Wayne? We talked about Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You taught at the Catholic
So
school Edgewood, which is a very
yeah, so I came to Fort Wayne because I took a teaching contract at another college. And it was supposed to be tenure track, which it turned out not to be. So that line got pulled. So I was kind of stuck here. And I ended up teaching at another small college. And in the meantime, I met a guy. Now I'm stuck here.
It's all Jake's fault.
I'm stuck.
Now, does Jake work at State Farm? Is it Jake from State Farm?
You know, everybody always says that, and I have
Yeah.
never seen a Jake from State Farm commercial because I've watched TV in years. So
Yeah. I don't remember where I saw him because I don't watch a lot of
I
TV.
know, and everybody always says that, like, oh, does he work for State Farm? No. But he's a biomedical engineer, and he's worked at the same company in Indianapolis for, I don't know, 21 years now. I mean, he's been there since, I don't know, he was a baby practically. So, I mean, I don't want him to leave his job because he has a pension. And so here I am in Indiana, you know.
And no real plans then to move along to another place.
I might move to another place in Indiana.
Gotcha.
Be closer to him, but
Gotcha. Farther south or something.
Yeah, closer to where he lives. But I'm not going to leave the state. So, I mean, unless I win the lottery, in which case, I don't know, I'll buy a house on, like, I don't know, Bora Bora or something.
Well, I don't know. Indianapolis isn't too far away from other states. I mean, you could always go to one of those other amazing states like Kentucky.
You know, no, Indianapolis is still like a
Sorry, Select Pet, if you're in here. Sorry.
It's like
Select
a 2.5-hour drive from Indianapolis. I mean, it's still like the traffic around Indianapolis is pretty bad. So
yeah. I imagine, well, they don't get real bad winters. I was going to say, especially in the winter, but they don't get super bad winters.
I mean, I'm from Iowa. I lived in Wisconsin. These winters are not that bad.
Yeah.
You know what they are, though, is they're gray because they have a little bit of lake effect here. And the cloud bank just settles in about November and it doesn't leave.
Yeah. Till like June.
Yeah. And it doesn't snow that much here. But it's just miserable.
We get a lot of snow. We got our first snow today.
Yeah. So did your snow stick?
Yeah, it's not too bad. There's not a lot. It's maybe 2 inches of snow at the most.
Oh, wow.
And it's very sunny right now, so it looks nice out there. But,
that's pretty.
This is late. Yeah. This is very late. This is like almost a month late for our first snow. So
that is late for you guys. We had snow, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, but it didn't stick. So yeah. And that was early for us. So
we're used to it. I mean, we average about 10 feet of snow.
You guys get crazy snow. My brother-in-law is from the UP, you know, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
And they get hundreds of inches every year.
Yeah, they get smacked.
Yeah, it is so beautiful up there, though, on Lake Superior. It is.
Yeah. If you're into nature, that's a great place to live. Ricky, thank you so much for another super chat. Ricky,
I know, this is fantastic. I love just watching these roll in. This is...
Geek Boy gave me a $20 one. I just, you know, this is going to be weird. It's going to take some getting used to.
You're going to have to get used to it, but I mean, it's very exciting. So
it's, you know, I stream so much that I'm sure after today that it'll calm down and there won't be, you know what I mean? Because I do it so much, people it'll calm down. So today's just the day I got to get through. Oh, it's so horrible. People are throwing money. I don't mean to
Oh,
sound like
oh
that.
God,
You know.
I'm so
Oh,
famous.
oh my God.
Oh
Oh.
gosh.
Anyways, so what did you originally start going to school for? Did you know exactly what you were going to do when you
Well,
started into
I
college out of
mean,
high school?
yeah, I don't, I was voted most likely to be a geneticist my senior year of high school. Is that not the lamest thing ever? Not like prettiest or cutest couple or most fun. No, I was voted most likely to be a geneticist, and
Gotcha.
that is what I did for many years.
Yeah. So people knew. Mike's fishing home. Thank you very much. I appreciate that so much.
Yeah,
Um,
so I mean, I was very serious so about school, I guess. I mean, I did not have a job outside of science between the ages of I think 19 and 33 or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, because I would just work in labs for money. Like, I would do science until midnight in college. I was such a nerd.
mad
So,
scientist.
yeah. I mean, I've done a lot of lab work. Yeah.
So that's always been your fishy mon dude. Thank you so much. Thanks for pooping on me. Um,
Not something I thought I'd hear said
oh, they all
on
say that.
Tuesday
And
afternoon.
Dee Dee, excuse me, I just saw Dee Dee. Danny from Danikin always when she sees those, she loves them, and she always goes
Yes.
whoop whoop
She says poop poop.
whoop
Yeah.
whoop.
God, she is so
Our friend did that. So you've always been science minded. That's always
yeah.
been your direction and
Yeah, I
forte.
mean,
And
it's yeah, I would say so. My undergrad degree was in biology. I was really interested in genetics and plants, and but I guess if you were to say like what I'm really interested in, it would be like just fundamental nuclear activities. So I'm interested in transcription. I'm interested in recombination, replication, DNA repair. I'm just, yeah, interested in how cells work.
got you,
So,
got you.
yeah.
Hey, Dolbeck, thank you. He gave me $1.50. What is that? A loony and a half? And
Yeah,
a cake.
I mean, I don't know what the
Cake.
exchange rate is. He could have given you $75. I just don't know.
I believe believe it's about 80 cents or 85 cents to the dollar right now, but obviously it changes constantly.
We
But
just don't know. It could be anything. The exchange
the
rate
best
could be anything.
best name money in the world, the loony.
The loonies and the toonies. I know.
Yeah,
It's so good.
because
Oh, that's so good.
does it sound horrible?
Oh, no,
This
it
thing's
sounds
like 20 years old, so
I love
it's a
that.
sick loon.
You get loons on your lake?
Yes,
That's
yes.
so cool.
And they've always been one of my favorite birds, loons.
I
And I
love
would
it.
hear them for the longest time, and I didn't see one for a long, long time. I'd
Yeah.
always hear them because, especially, they do their calls usually when it's a little more overcast, and that's when you really hear them is when it's real foggy and stuff. Um, but I never actually saw one for the longest time, and I finally positively identified one because, first of all, my eyes aren't the best, and
Mhm.
you would just see a bunch of birds out there, even with the binoculars. I couldn't tell which was which, So I finally did identify one though. So it was
I
my
have seen them.
nemesis
I've
there.
seen them up in Minnesota because I've gone
Yeah,
up
big
there
there.
to the Boundary Waters quite a bit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
really nice
beautiful area.
there. Yeah.
Never been, but I've seen lots of kayaking videos of the area and
Yeah,
hunting.
it's pretty great. When you're from Iowa, it's kind of the closest like good vacation spot. I mean, because like, what are you gonna do? Vacation in Cedar Rapids or something? Like, I don't know. Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff my wife and I do, though, as well. It's usually nature related, but
Yeah,
now we're later in life. So um, we go like rent a cabin up in the Adirondacks or something like that
yeah.
and just
It's
someplace where we can be
beautiful.
away from people.
Yeah, I agree. That's my kind of vacation. You haven't thought about going to Cedar Rapids? I mean,
It's never once entered my mind. Cedar Point, maybe, the rapids maybe are a little too fast for me and I need the point instead. You know,
yeah,
Cedar
yeah,
Rapids, it's a fast moving place. It's a
sure.
metropolis. I think there's probably close to 20,000 people that live there. There's probably more than that.
There's more. It's. I mean, for Iowa, it's a pretty big city. So
I
yeah,
was joking. To
but
all those amazing people. Is Matt in here? Matt's from Iowa. I didn't
right,
see
we
Matt
have
yet
a
today.
few people from Iowa. I mean, there's Dave from Iowa.
Dave from Iowa. There's Fantastic Freaks. He's from
Yeah,
Council Bluffs.
yeah.
Uh, I can't remember exactly where uh, Liquid Zoo is from, but I know it's in Iowa.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think that's about. There's other ones too. There's other ones too. So, how did you meet Jake? In the
Well,
lab? Was
you
he a
know,
lab experiment?
no. I met him online. I
Oh,
came here and I was single and I wanted a man, and so I hung out my shingle on OkCupid, and that's what I found. So, and we were a 99% match. So
wow.
he's pretty great. He's really funny and he's really smart and he's really good looking, and
All the things. He checks all
yeah,
the
he's
boxes.
all the things. He's a good one. He cleans cat boxes. I mean, you know, I
So
hit the
many jokes.
jackpot.
So many jokes. It's daytime though, so we have to sort of keep it. I've
You
had like 6 or 7 that I
keep
just
it
haven't.
together, Rico. You are monetized now. You have got to take this seriously.
Nothing's gonna change. That's nothing's gonna
No,
change. We can't change. You can't.
you're a fancy
We got here
YouTube
doing a certain
channel now.
thing, and if you
You have
change,
you have to
nobody will
protect
watch.
your brand. You have
Yeah,
to protect your Rico Stan brand.
I don't have a brand. And no shade at anybody who does, because there are a lot of people that are very interested in that and doing that, and I support them 100%. It's just not
Well,
here.
you're retired. I mean, you're not trying to support yourself with your channel, and that's a whole different thing. I
It
mean,
is.
when you need
It
it
is.
to pay your bills, that's
It is
that's a
100%.
different thing. Okay, Cupid says, is that where you, or Steven says, okay, Cupid is where you take those quizzes? Yes, there were. I mean, and maybe that's why Jake and I found each other. We both just really love taking those quizzes.
I never. I've been married for 30 years, so those
Yeah.
types of things weren't around, and
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll just say that it gets to a certain age, and if you're single, it's hard to meet someone,
yeah, yeah.
because,
Because what's wrong with you? That's sort of
well,
what it
and
comes down to, right?
everybody is married. I mean, if you move to a new place and you meet coworkers and friends, and they're all married.
Yeah.
So, or they're your undergrad students, and I'm not going to date them. Yikes. So, it's kind of what you have to do. And I guess it's kind of, I'm very grateful I'm no longer dating. That's not very fun. So, yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
don't have the
not
patience.
fun. Yeah, it's modern dating is not fun for anyone. But yeah,
Well, at least you've got extra tools to help, like
it's
OkCupid
true.
and
It's true.
the all the different sites. Hey, Waterkeeper, thank you so much. I appreciate that. $4.99. And what's cool about these is I can actually see your avatars now, your icons, your images, because I
Oh,
usually
wow.
can't see them, and it blows them up enough. I can actually see uh, you have what looks like a crying baby. Crying baby.
Mm.
I still can't tell what it is though.
Wow.
Waterkeeper, thanks so
So,
much.
so you couldn't see my fat kitty avatar,
Not very well. I never. I mean, when you go to somebody's channel, you can see it, you
right?
know, and that's why I
Yeah.
try to blow it up on these on the thumbnails. I blow it up so that it's nice and big. Everybody can see what the hell's there. So
For a long time, I couldn't figure out how to change my avatar, but I guess now I can. Now I have fat kitty. So I figured it out.
good for you.
I
With
did.
all that science knowledge, you
I
applied
did.
it to something important.
They didn't teach that in science school. I had to figure it out.
So you and Jake, how long together now?
Almost 6 years. So
Wow. So right
yeah,
after you got there, then.
yeah. Right after, just a few months after. So I didn't stay on the market long.
The I wanted a man. I like that, and that reminds me of a real quick story. So a good friend of mine used to deliver pharmaceuticals to senior citizen homes, right? he would deliver. He would go from the pharmacy to the home. He would deliver. And one time he was walking through the home to get to the pharmacist there or whatever, and a lady was in a bed and called him into her room, and he thought she needed something, so he came in and she's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Because she like yelled, and he thought she was hurt or something, and there was nobody around, and he walked up to her, and she's laying there in the bed, and she reaches up and grabs his arm with like this hook, just like and grabs the meaty part of his arm so he can't get away. It's like in the muscle, and she goes, "I need a man." And he said, "Oh, hold on, I'll go find you one." She meant it in that vernacular as well. She meant
it.
a man.
She meant
so
it.
so he ran off to find her a man, and he
Yeah.
told me that story, and I don't know, it killed me. And that was 40 years ago. It stuck with me all these years. All
Yeah.
right. Anyways, back to you. What about hobbies? What kind of hobbies do you have? So you
Well,
like nature stuff, and
got my fish. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that's I mean, I guess I don't even know if I consider it a hobby, but I'm very serious about yoga. I go like at least, I mean, I average probably 4 nights a week. I try for
Wow.
5. I'm happy with 4. 3 is about as low as I go unless I'm like sick or hurt on vacation. So I'm pretty serious about that. I don't even, but the weird thing is I don't consider it really a hobby. I just like,
No.
it's a thing I have to do.
Yeah. It's almost
Yeah.
it's a wellness thing more than a
Yeah, it
hobby.
is. I mean, I do have friends there. I do really enjoy it. I think that the key to exercise is to do something you enjoy. Um, but I had
I'll
a
have to let you know if I ever find that.
I do enjoy exercising. I always have. I'm not like a fitness nut or anything. I mean, I'm not, but I do enjoy it. I had a pretty serious back injury, like
Hmm.
I don't know, 8 years ago. It was really bad. I herniated a disc. I couldn't walk for almost
Be-
10 months.
Beaker incident.
Well, probably. I mean, I used to stand at my bench and I would put a foot up on one chair and pipette for hours. You shouldn't do that. Like, you shouldn't just stand on one foot for hours.
Yeah,
So
unless you're a stork or a
yeah,
pelican, maybe.
yeah,
Pelican?
and
No,
so
stork.
I herniated a disc. And I'm pain free today. I'm very
Hmm.
strong, and it's because of yoga. So
Nice.
I'm pretty serious about that.
Yeah,
But yeah, look
that's a
at
cool
all
thing to get
these
into.
super chats are rolling in.
Mike's Turn to Aquatics. Thanks, man. He's a gentleman who's pretty new to the fish fam. Pretty new.
Oh,
Hi Rico. If we get a dusting of snow in Virginia Beach, all schools are closed. I miss the snow, but the wife hates it, and the bears. I get that though. We always joke about the South, and they get an inch of snow in Georgia,
yeah,
and
but
everything shuts
like,
down for a week. But you don't have any snow moving equipment, and
they don't
everybody's
have any
happy.
snow plows. I mean,
Yeah,
because up here we have the trucks that move through with the salt and the sand,
yeah.
and
You sound
it's
like Woody Allen there. We've got the trucks with the salt
the
and the
salt in the
sand.
sand. We
The
got the trucks
sand, oh
with the
my.
salt in
Uh,
the sand.
um,
It's
yeah,
different.
same here. This is a tiny, tiny little village, 1,500 people, and we have 6 massive dump trucks with plows that cover more than one lane of a road at a time. Just
Yeah.
massive trucks because we get so much snow.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
lake
you've got to
effect,
be
it's all
serious.
lake
You've
effect.
got to be serious about it. Do you put snow tires on your
Yeah,
vehicles? Yeah.
yeah,
I
we
have
switch out.
never lived in a place where having snow tires is justified.
Yeah, it is
I
here.
Yeah,
Like I
it does.
said, this is almost a month late for our first snow, and
Yeah.
especially February. February we'll get a snowstorm of 4 foot overnight. And they don't
Mm.
even close the schools here. If we get a foot of snow, they don't close the schools. I mean, a foot of snow overnight. They don't close the schools.
Yeah,
I mean,
my brother-in-law, who's from the UP, he would take a snowmobile to school.
yeah, yeah, a lot of them do that here
Take him
too.
on a snowmobile. That's different.
We have we have trails everywhere that are already set up. So you'll be hiking and you'll see a stop sign, a little piece. It's
Mhm.
on a stick. A nice, and it's eye level for snowmobilers, and it's a good sized stop sign. But it's in the woods. You'll see a stop sign because of all the trails everywhere. It's really
Yeah.
worth it.
Did you ever cross country ski? Was that a thing you ever
I have before, not here.
Mm.
In northern Arizona. I've done it,
Oh yeah,
but not here. I don't really do anything in the wintertime here.
I don't either. I dislike winter sports. I mean, I do like outdoor stuff. I like nature, but
Yeah.
I protest the winter. I don't like it.
Yep.
I'm not winter hardy. I'm
Yeah.
cold. I'm planning my tropical vacation right now. I'm gonna go somewhere in January. I don't know where we'll go. I'm thinking of going. We're thinking. Well, I'm gonna just buy the tickets. Jake will just go. Okay, let's go. I mean, that's how that
He
goes.
doesn't care. He's easy.
No, he's happy. So I think we'll go to the Bahamas. Maybe. I don't
Nice.
know.
I've never
Maybe
been.
I have. I actually I went to a more rustic island. I took students there for a biology trip. I
Oh,
went to a
nice.
field station to Andros Island, and it was really amazing. I mean, but I will say, and this gives me pause. The sand fleas were so bad that I looked like I had a skin disease. I mean, my feet were covered in bites. I scratched clear through a pair of yoga pants on the plane ride home. I was so itchy. Like, and I would look over at my students who were on the plane and like they're
Uh, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, if it's gonna be like that, I kind of don't want to go.
Well, I
So
wonder if January is any different. It's so close to the equator, right?
well,
It's
I
not.
was there in January,
Oh, gotcha.
so I don't know, but different islands might be different. So I'm looking into that. If anybody in the chat knows about sand fleas on Exuma Island in January, please let us know.
S, thank you, man. S dropped 2 super chats. One of them is the poop poop and then the winky face. And Dee Dee said, look, S shit on him and then winked. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You sort of skipped away from hobbies, though.
I did. So I'm
You sort
very
of
serious
skipped away
about
from hobbies.
yoga. I have to make things. I'm a crafty critter. I
Wow.
knit.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt you, Ricky. You guys, thank you very much. Yeah, don't feel obligated in any way.
Oh,
But Ricky, that's awesome. Thank you so much. That is very cool. I appreciate all of them. 99 cents, all of them. That's just amazing. It's weird. I've given so many super chats over the last couple of years, and I've never been on the receiving side of those.
oh.
So it's just
Well, now
it's going to take some getting used to.
you get to find out how much of a cut YouTube takes.
I think it's like 30%.
Yeah, because I've given a lot of super chats too, and I always think like, how much
Yeah.
have I given to
I
YouTube?
don't begrudge them that though,
No,
because
because they give a platform.
yeah, they do all the platform. They make it
Right,
so easy to do all of this. If
exactly.
so I don't really begrudge. I know a lot of people are upset about that, but they're doing something, and how else do they get paid for it other than
And they have to.
ads on unmonetized? But
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen a YouTube ad ever because I pay for YouTube.
yeah, I do the
It's so worth
premium too.
it. Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
worth it. I
yeah.
don't want to watch ads.
Okay.
Hobbies, yeah. I have to make things. I knit. I've made soap. I
I've
used
seen some of your knitted items.
yeah,
Very cool. You sent some to Stephen P.
I did. I
Right?
knitted him a tiny pumpkin. That was part of, I don't know, just September came and I felt like I had to knit a lot of pumpkins and squashes. And so I ended up knitting, I think like 30 of them, and I just sent them all to my dad because his birthday was November 6th and he really likes knitted toys. So I knit him a lot of toys.
Yeah.
Dad's like
What did you
72.
do with it?
I don't know. He's
It's just because you
72.
made it for him.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
Rico, you're a dad. What do
Yeah.
you even get dads? They don't, you know what he always says when you ask him what to get him for a present? Oh, just buy your mother something. Just get something for
Oh,
your
I don't do that. No. I give them a list. I give them a list. I want some gifts. Yeah. I'm not going to say it,
Rico's
but
children are in the chat. Make sure you get him something.
they might be. My daughter does watch sometimes in the daytime. My wife watches quite often because she's at
Her
work. Michelle,
axolotl pink looks so good. She did such.
she's
She's
doing. Yeah.
so creative.
She just gave me a really good picture of him the other day. I think I put on my Instagram.
I've got to look that up because she's doing such a good job. That's
He
awesome.
looks great. He's got like a big smile. He's looking right in the camera,
He's
and he just
handsome.
she's got one where she's got her finger in there. He's holding on to her finger, like a little baby. And oh, Kenny, thank
Wow.
you so much, man.
Kenny E, or is it Danny? We just don't know.
No, I think that's Kenny.
How can you
That,
tell?
well, you can always tell by what up fish people when he comes in, but
That's
with this
true.
one, I think the exclamation points
You think
are
so? You
Kenny.
think that's
Yeah,
more Kenny?
I
I
think
don't
Danny
know.
is a lot more verbal,
More
but
words.
not so she doesn't communicate as much text wise. Yep, there's what up fish people, so that's definitely
So I
Kenny.
saw that Dee Dee says she's considering yoga. I'm here to answer questions. I love yoga. It'll change your life. I'm a
Did
yoga
you
evangelist.
start by going to a class? How did you start? How
Um,
did you get into
well,
yoga? Watch
I
the
started
YouTube
when I
video?
was in Wisconsin. They had yoga classes at a gym, and I went to that. And now I go to a studio. And I taught yoga for a time. I'm certified to teach it.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, it's there's many different styles of it, and I would say that anybody can do yoga if you can breathe. There's yoga for everybody, no matter if
I
you're
like breathing.
you you could do yoga. I mean, there's you don't have to be just the kind of yoga where you're like twisting yourself into a pretzel and doing handstands. Like you don't have to do that. Like there's gentle yoga. I've seen people in wheelchairs do yoga. So yeah, so I started in a gym, and then when I moved to Fort Wayne, I found a yoga studio, and I go to a studio now, and I think it's nicer at a studio.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends there. There's community there. It's not watching a YouTube video of doing yoga is not as fun, but it's not a bad place to start either if you
Sure.
want to just
Yeah.
see what it's about.
I should really. I've done like acupuncture and stuff, and I do think that there's some um Alan Rico in yoga pants.
You
That's
know,
not fair. That's not fair because he brought me pie, so he's made it worse. You know?
Men just always have trouble knowing what to wear for yoga. I always laugh because dudes always want to wear socks when they go to yoga. I'm like, just take your socks off.
Yeah, I don't wear socks hardly ever. I
There
hate
you
shoes and
go. See, you
socks.
know what you're doing. You
I'm
could
a
just wear
hippie.
sweatpants. You could wear
Wear
sweat.
what?
You could wear sweatpants.
Okay.
Yeah,
Pajama pants? As
yeah,
long as they
pajama
as long
pants.
as they button closed, they're not just like
Yeah,
the loose, you
you'll
know.
fall out of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
pajama pants. Those are good. So I've been
Like
wearing pajama
a
pants.
tank top or a wife beater, or what kind of top are we talking?
Um,
What kind of,
well,
I need my yoga
I
top.
do heated yoga, so it gets hot. So I think a tank top is nicer. But if you're doing yoga at home, I guess a t-shirt is probably okay.
Oh, if I'm doing it at home, there's no, yeah, I don't need fashion tips because that won't,
No, but
that's not in the equation.
if you go to a studio and it's heated, I think you're gonna want to make sure that you're not wearing clothing that's gonna make you too hot. So I like longer pants though. I don't think shorts work well for yoga
Okay. I was
because
going to ask.
there's certain poses, especially baggy shorts, because for dudes, hmm.
Mike Crunch.
Well, also like in inversions, like I don't want to see your balls. Just don't want to see them. So I think longer pants work better. I wear tank tops. You can wear a t-shirt also. A really baggy big shirt doesn't work as well because it'll just get in your way. Like,
Gotcha.
yeah, it'll just
So
flop
something a
around.
little form fitting that,
A little form
but
fitting.
gives you
That's
some
your
movement.
comfort level. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would say that's good.
Fishymon, thank you for pooping on me again. Thank you very much.
There's a
Um,
lot of poop in this chat.
there is. Well, there always is, even before it was
It's
monetized.
true. Now
A
it's
lot of
just
poop in the chat.
monetized poop.
Yeah. Now it's just fancy poop. Before it was just,
Yeah.
just a free poop. Just
Yeah.
free range poop before. And now we've got it, So yoga's a big hobby.
Yeah.
You like nature stuff. You like,
Yeah, I
That's
like
all.
plants. I wish I could have more house plants, but Fat Kitty, he's a murderer.
Gotcha. Yep.
When
Yep.
I got him, so he's a free kitty I just scooped off the street. And I always remind him, like, you cost me $0. I could get rid of you in an instant. I could get another cat. You cost me no money. He shreds house plants. Like, so I
Yeah.
have this one, this staghorn fern. He
Oh
doesn't
yeah. Cool.
jump on top of this aquarium. And I have plants growing out of my tanks, and I have some hanging plants up there too. So I can grow those. But yeah, it's he's a murderer. So I would like to
Yeah.
have more houseplants. I do garden outside. My yard, I live near downtown, so my yard is the size of a postage stamp.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, I have my pond that a friend built for me. It's a wooden raised pond. It's I think it's like 350 gallons. It's got goldfish in it, but it's mostly because I like to grow the plants. That's who
Yeah.
I am. And someday, if I move to another house, which will happen one of these days, I want a bigger yard. I want a big old pond. I want a for serious pond.
Yeah. Me
So,
too. I'm with you.
yeah, and I don't want koi though. I don't. Koi are pretty, but like they are plant murderers.
Yeah.
And I have
What would you put in it?
um I have my goldfish and I like my goldfish, but for a bigger pond, maybe I would put native fish in it.
Ooh,
Maybe
yeah,
that
that'd
would
be cool.
and frogs, that would be
Yeah. Yeah.
nice. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'd have to think about that because you would never see any of them because I would have so many water lilies on that. That's really all I
Yeah.
want. Just want to grow
Oh,
plants in it.
real quick too. Sorry to take that aside. What do you leave the water lilies in the pond over the
So,
winter?
yeah, actually, I wanted to talk to you about this. You should cut them back.
Okay.
And that's because you don't want them to rot. And you want to do it sooner rather than later because it's
Okay.
cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your hands are,
Yeah.
this is not going to be fun times for you.
Well,
Stick your
actually,
hands in
putting my hands in cold water like that sometimes feels amazing because
Oh,
my
does it
hands
feel good? Oh,
they get really hot.
oh,
The
okay. So
the
maybe you'll
inflammation is
enjoy it.
really super hot, like when I'm having
Yeah,
a flare up.
that's
So
true.
sometimes
And I
it's
was
like,
thinking about that. I was thinking it would make your rheumatoid arthritis feel worse, but
no, it really doesn't. I mean,
no.
sometimes because I don't want to get too much into that, but the
Listen,
hyacinth you gave me,
is it
creeping Jenny. Should I do anything with that? Should I just let it
the
go?
creeping Jenny will just come back. You don't
Okay.
have to do a thing to it.
Okay.
I mean, if it's like drooping in the water, you could cut it back.
Yeah. I've
Um,
got it sort of away from the water a little bit. It's over on the one side.
fine.
It did
In
spread
fact,
really well finally,
oh
though. It
yeah.
really
In
took off.
fact, you're gonna have to like keep an eye on it because it can be a little invasive.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's no problem at all. The water hyacinth at some point I think will die.
Right now, it all looks great. I have water lettuce out there still. I have
Yeah.
the hyacinth.
Yeah.
I do need to cut the water lily, but it's out there still.
Yeah, and it kind of broke my heart because I cut my one back when it was still blooming, but I do not want to be dealing with it when it's freezing. I don't like the cold.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I just cut it back, sink it in the middle of the pond. You don't need to do a thing till spring. In spring, you're going to want to divide it.
Okay.
Water lily. And then
Okay.
you can give the other ones away to friends because
I don't have any friends, and if I did, they wouldn't
no
deserve it
friends.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all these jerks in the chat, giving me money, they don't get water lilies.
No. Well, I'm hoping next year to start on a good, just like you said, a good sized pond. I want to have a contractor come out and dig it, and
Yeah.
maybe everybody's trying to convince me to let them do the whole thing, get an actual pond.
If you do that, that water lily will do even better in a bigger pond because that one wants to spread more.
Gotcha.
I wish I had a bigger pond. I actually bought a smaller water lily that seems to be a little more manageable. That one just gets really big.
Does that? How far down can it be in the pond? Will it? I mean,
I
5 foot.
so yeah, you can sink it 5 feet.
Okay.
10 feet is a little probably pushing it, but
Okay.
5 feet maybe at max. I sink mine to the bottom of my pond, which is about 3 feet deep for the winter, just because it'll just go dormant and it comes back. I mean, it's just kind of warms your heart in the spring. The spring is
Yeah.
the best season. It's the best time of the year. You know, you don't think so? What's your best season, Rico?
Fall, mid-fall, before
Mm,
it's too cold, when the leaves are just really in their peak, and you've got the bonfires. It's not super cold yet. It's just beautiful out. You can go for a walk, and you don't. It's not overheating. It's the spring is too wet here. The spring is just
yeah.
marshy and
The
just
thing about
wet.
the thing about spring though is when you have a good day, you're like, and there's more coming. But in
Yeah,
the fall, when you have a good day, you're like, oh, could be
yeah,
a
but
little
it's coming
more.
back. And you've always you don't see the dawn until you stay up all night. You know what I mean?
I
You just
know, but I just really dread the winter. And the older I get, the harder these winters get. I mean, it's just. I bought myself one of those light therapy boxes. I'm
yeah.
hoping that really helps me. I
Yeah,
just,
I'm with you.
yeah,
February is the worst. My wife bought me one of those. I don't even know where it's at right now. I was using it actually for streaming. It was my instead of a light ring, I used that thing.
yeah, yeah.
It's right
I'm
here
hoping,
somewhere, but it does make a difference because I
yeah,
get that really bad. I work construction in
yeah.
Arizona. I was
Oh,
used to
yeah.
being in the
You were used
sun.
to getting lots of vitamin D. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but now,
I've actually started taking twice as much vitamin D, and I just ache so bad by the end of winter. Like my hands and my wrists hurt, and I just feel like an old woman. And then the spring comes, and I feel good again.
I
So
I see you moving farther south in the very, very near future. Maybe as far as away from South Bend, from Indianapolis as you are now, but on the southern side, because that even that 4 hour difference
I
makes a
know
big difference in life.
it can make a big difference
Yeah,
to get a little farther south. So
I
yeah,
see it. I see it happening.
yeah, but the spring, that's good times. So your water lily will come back. I mean, they're hardy clear to zone 2, which is northern Minnesota.
Yeah, yeah, they'll be fine.
So yeah, they'll come
I think
back.
we're 6 right here
Yeah,
because of the lake.
we're zone 6A too, because we get a little bit of lake effect. I was
Yeah,
zone 4B in Iowa. Ugh.
yeah, because you're away from any of those
Well,
moderating
and the
the
winters are
lakes.
harsher in Iowa. There's
Yep,
the wind is harsher, it's colder.
it's colder.
They're
Yep.
like 20 degrees colder than we are. They don't get as much snow, but
Yeah,
geez,
exactly. It's almost too cold to
times.
snow.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
colder water doesn't hold colder
I would
air doesn't
yeah.
hold as much moisture.
Mhm.
You get a
And just
lot
the
less.
wind is like it's serious. So
So, where do you see, not to change the subject, but I'm changing the subject. Where do you want to be in, say, 10 years? Do you have any vision of where you want to be in 10 years? Is it
well,
you and Jake living on an island somewhere? Is
yeah,
it
I mean, I don't
with no
know.
sand fleas?
I mean, it's up to him too. I mean,
Sure. But I'm asking what you want.
what I want,
Yes. What do you want in 10 years?
I mean, in 10 years, we'll probably still live in Indiana because he can't
Sure.
retire from Roche until he's been there, I think, 33 and a third years. Um, because then his pension will kick in. So we'd
Gotcha.
still be in Indiana. I work remote. I could live anywhere.
Gotcha.
I mean, I could, and they always say, like, oh, you work remote. You can be like medical writing on the beach, but nobody wants to medical write on the beach.
No.
Nobody wants to do that,
No, you want to be on the beach.
Right. And I'm a big believer of like when you're working, you're working. When you're not, you're not. Like I could be like sort of working this week, but I'm not logging in. I'm not even going in my office. My office is
Yeah.
around the corner.
Yeah.
I
I
just
get it. I get it. Even day
yeah,
to day, I do that because I do some
mhm,
freelancing stuff. So there's a lot of times I just need to get out of this room and I'll go like out in the living room just to play a game, which I
yep.
could play in here, but I go out there just to get away, just to separate because otherwise I'll fall back into wanting to work. So I get it.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes I do work late at night because I'm really nocturnal. And you know, when I'm not working, I try not to work because I don't want to work.
Well, you deserve time downtime.
Yeah,
Vacation's
exactly. And
meant
I
for
yeah.
vacation.
Yeah, and that's what vacation's for. And I am not a workaholic. I just want to point that out. I'm not.
No.
No, I I believe in a balanced life. I've seen many people just really like
Yeah.
their whole identity is their job,
Yep.
and
I give 110%. Well, no, you
I
don't.
know. And you
You
know
know,
what? Nobody even gives 100% because that's
that's
not.
true.
It's not
Yeah.
sustainable. It's not
No.
sustainable. I like this push to get me to 50 subs so we can get her to make a video. The real number is a lot higher than that for me to make a video.
No, we do need to. Hey, Myrtle too. Uh awesome. Bunch of people in here. You know what? We've already been talking for almost an hour.
How did that even happen? What
You
did we
just
even talk about?
see, it's because that's my secret power.
It
See, I
is
draw the stuff out of you,
the secret sauce of the channel.
but now's a good time if you guys got questions. And
It's
again,
true.
if you're new here, this is by design. We don't look at the chat the whole first time. It's so otherwise we get too distracted by the chat. This is really just you guys getting to learn more about Kelley. But now, if you got questions for Kelley, now you can see the chat, right?
I can see the chat, and
Okay.
I agree with Paul Sotero. I'd have a hard time working in the Caribbean. I'd be either on a boat or sampling rum. It's a real problem. You
I
can
do
also
like my rum.
sample rum while you work from home, though. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
I do like my rum. So if you would, people, please do the at Rico Stam. But Kelley, if you do see a question you want to answer, feel free, jump in.
Yeah, I saw Dee Dee asked earlier what kind of yoga I would recommend. Um, I do kind of a power yoga, which maybe is not a good beginner yoga. So the kind I do is probably not what you want to do. Yin is a good place to start. That's very gentle. So try a yin class. You can
Yin.
try yin too, Rico. That's a good if you want to do
Yeah,
yoga.
because I
Very
have to be
gentle.
careful. I
Yes,
can't do I
yes.
can't do anything that puts any stress on my joints because that's
Yeah, and yin is really gentle, very modifiable, and all yoga is modifiable.
sure
Even the kind I do is modifiable. I do yoga with a man who's in his 70s and has a replaced hip.
nice.
So,
Not nice that he has a replaced hip, but
no,
nice
but he's
that he's
amazing.
out there doing
I
it.
mean, and he's not doing like handstands and stuff. So,
Did you see Ricky's? What is your favorite TV show or movie? I'm going to add that on to that. Do you
okay,
have a favorite?
so
Are you into that stuff?
my favorite TV show is Parks and Recreation. I love that
Nice.
show. That's such
Yeah,
a good show.
it is a good show. I love that one too. I love Ron
I love it
Swanson.
so much. I just love that. So, and I like it because they're not mean to each other. They're just funny.
Well, to Gary,
Well, to Jerry,
I
Gary,
said it is Gary, right? It's really Gary, isn't it?
they,
Really Gary, but they called him Jerry, and he
they
just let him
kept
do it.
they kept and or was it Larry? I mean, they just keep changing it. But that's my favorite show. I don't watch a lot of TV. Um, I don't watch a lot of movies. I'm not as into movies. I'm more into shows.
Yeah.
I
Why?
like well, because I just like the longer story.
Gotcha. You can
Yeah,
have a season and
I
really
like a
get
good
in depth.
yeah, I like a good costume drama. Love a costume drama. Are they wearing corsets? I'm into it.
I've
So
seen a lot of those movies.
yeah, I like Downton Abbey.
Oh no, not those kind.
Oh God,
Um,
Rico, you gotta protect your brand,
hey,
Rico.
I was. What
You're
was I
serious
saying?
now.
What's your guilty pleasure? Bex would like to know.
My guilty pleasure. I mean, I like some guilty pleasure music, I guess, you know.
Like what? What's a
I
good
don't
example?
know. I was listening to AC/DC the other day. That's got to be a guilty pleasure. I don't
I've
know.
seen them in concert.
I like some junk food. I mean, like, what's a junk food I like? About once a year, I get puffy Cheetos. That's a good guilty pleasure. I don't know. I guess I'm not terribly guilty about my pleasures. So,
Yeah.
you know. So I want to know what company Alishon retired from. Because there's a lot of biotech companies in Indianapolis. Was it Roche? Hmm.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. So,
Let's
yeah.
see.
What fish would I be if I could choose? This is an interesting question, but it would not be a fish. I would be a whale. Because I like to swim. And I do, there have been times in my life where I'm more serious about swimming. And because I'll go swim a mile and I always pretend I'm a whale.
That's awesome.
I
I love that.
know. I
That's
love
awesome.
whales. They're my spirit animal. I don't know what kind of whale. Maybe like a humpback? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would pretend to be a rainbow fish because I think they probably get eaten a lot. I
And
want to be a big fish.
what got you into the rainbow fish? You know your rainbow fish very well. I can see the
Yeah.
Boesmanis back there behind you,
Yeah.
right?
So I am very focused on rainbows.
Yeah.
So when I started fish keeping when I lived in Iowa, so this was, I don't know, 12 years ago or so. And I have very, very hard water. I've never met anyone with harder water. I lived in a place called Coralville, if that's any indication. It was KH22 and GH22.
Wow.
And and it may have been higher, but that's as high as the API test kit goes. It does
Yeah.
not go any higher. And I don't remember what book I read on fish keeping, but it said that rainbows like hard water. And so I had a 29-gallon and I just got all kinds of fish, but I got some Pracox rainbows and they're the best. They were the best. Like they were more interesting than the tetras. And I mean, tetras are pretty, but they're not that exciting. But the rainbows, they're chasing each other and they're flashing and they have great color. And
Yeah.
they were okay with my hard water. And
Gotcha.
now I have kind of medium soft water, but rainbows are very adaptable. I have friends out in Washington State who have, basically RO water. It's so soft.
Yeah.
Gary Lang has very soft water. And so they're very adaptable. I just think they have great color. They're always excited. They're always front and center of the tank. I don't like plecos. They hide. I don't want fish to hide. I want to see them. And I like my fish to get along. I don't want any fighting. Pets need to get along. That's my rule. So yeah, that's why I'm into
A lot of good
rainbows.
reasons. I
Yeah,
love them too. I love to feed
yeah,
them.
they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. And the
There's not,
Pseudomygills are pretty too.
yeah.
They have
There's
little fins.
there's not another fish that I enjoy watching eat more than my Boesmanis
They're
because of
so
how
excited for food.
they're just they super fast and they're just
Yeah,
at
yeah,
it, and and other fish do that too, but there's just something about watching the Boesmanis cut through the water, like if I do bloodworms or whatever I'm doing. they just it's just amazing just to watch each one zipping up there to get it. It's just, I love it.
yeah.
So they're
So
amongst my favorites.
yeah, they're awesome fish and they have such great colors and they change all day long. So I mean you look over and it's like, well, what's fired up now?
Yeah.
Well, now my turquoises are kind of fired up,
Look at that
And
line. I didn't see that line before.
yeah, and they change so much, and they're a fish that you really have to have patience for, because you get them, and they're just little silver minnows, and they're kind of boring looking, but
They
you
take
just
forever.
love them.
They
And in
last for a long
months,
time
they're
too.
amazing, and they live quite a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
I know people on Rainbow Fish Live who've had fish for like 12 years. So
Nice.
you buy them now so you can enjoy them later. So.
What about the Pseudomygills too? Are you a fan of those as well? I know that
I do have Pseudomygills. I have the Luminatus, and I have the Pseudomygill Aru. The Aru's fours, I believe, is the number, which are a subspecies of the Gertrudiae.
gotcha.
Yeah, I like those too. Those don't live as long. They're a little more shy. I have some of them in this tank right here. I have Pseudomygills. I also have Radinocentris in that, and the Carlin Creeks in there.
Rads are on my short list. Achilles, I'm going to do next.
You know what, Rico? Have you written to Marcel yet?
No, I've never actually talked to him directly. It was through Vinay.
I can send you his email address, and you can just tell him I sent you. And
Yeah, I'll
you
hold
can
off.
ask
I mean,
him what he has.
I'd like to meet him. I think he's going to be at the Triple
He's
Crown.
going to be at the Triple Crown, and he's going to talk.
Yeah.
And,
nice. Nice.
Yeah, I bought from him, and he's really helpful.
Yeah.
And he gives good breeding advice. You can also breed them out in your pond because they're very. I know they're very easy to pond breed.
Now, which ones do you have?
Breeder. I have the Carlin Creeks.
Okay.
They're okay. They're still coloring up. I've heard the Tiwa Creeks are where it's at though.
Which are the ones that look as far as color goes, like almost like Bosemani's. They've got the blue
You
and the
know
orange.
what? I have those, and that's oversold. I don't think that
Okay,
picture's
those were
accurate.
photoshopped all to hell, weren't they?
No, I don't think it's photoshopped. I don't know.
Those
You
were
know,
just a those
here
just ones were very colored up and
here's my thing about rainbow fish. I want a fish that looks good in a shitty iPhone pic. Like, I don't want to see your like remote flash DSLR 8 million picture. I want to see like your shitty iPhone picture. Because if it looks good in that, like it's gonna be a good looking fish. So I think that was just a case of reflections, and I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll get better, but I've heard the Tiwa creeks are really amazing. So Jenna says, do all of your rainbows flash? Our Bosemani never did like the picture do. My Bosemani do flash.
mine do too. Yeah,
They
mine do
are a
definitely.
little bit more subtle. They do get a breeding stripe down their nose. But I have really good Bosemani. I have the Aves Creek ones from Dan. They're really great. I'm really pleased with those. That's a really good catch location. If you just have pet store Bosemani, they're a little more washed out. So, and I don't know what you guys had, but
Yeah,
I'm so glad you guys got those pictas because I love the picta. I love them.
I know. I saw you pushing them pretty
Oh,
heavy. I
they're
almost bought
so
some, but
beautiful.
I just don't have any place to
You
put them.
don't have
Really.
the room, and I get
Yeah,
that.
I'm
Like
done right now.
I'm maxed out right now. I should quit buying fish. I have room for one more big tank directly across from this one, because I like to keep all my fish in one room. I am aquascaping sometime this week. I'm aquascaping my quarantine tank because I'm sick of looking at it. And I'm going to put shrimp in there because I figure even when I quarantine fish, I don't medicate my fish when I quarantine them because
Yeah,
I only buy from breeders or Dan. I buy from Dan's Fish. And I don't feel like I need to medicate those fish. They're always
I
good.
have medicated, but only when I like saw something that seemed like it
Right,
needed to
right.
be.
And
Yeah,
that's different. I mean, if you see a problem, by all
I
means.
don't just do it on. I
Yeah,
did when I first started doing it because I
sure.
followed some of the advice that was out there at the
Sure.
time.
And I
And
don't think that's a bad thing. And I don't know if you're buying them from a pet store that you don't trust. I mean, but I pretty much only buy my fish from breeders that I trust or Dan's Fish. I don't buy fish from other places.
gotcha.
So yeah, I don't prophylactically medicate. So if they want to snack, so I'm going to put shrimp in the quarantine tank. If they want to snack on them, well, that's that.
Did you see
So,
Alishon said Eli Lilly?
oh, you were at Lilly. Okay, yeah, that's a big old company. Yeah, Jake's at Roche Diagnostics. So, but Eli
And
Lilly's a great company. I mean, I would work for them. I don't right now. I freelance, but
he
I
said
could.
they offered him early retirement with enhanced benefits, so it was a no
Yeah,
brainer.
you know the deals used to be so good in biotech. They had such great pensions, and it's just not like that anymore. Nobody gives pensions anymore, though.
Not really. No,
That's
no.
just the thing. So that's why I
Yeah.
freelance. I make money.
Bex, if money wasn't an issue, what is your dream tank setup,
Mm,
size and fish, all that?
yeah, I mean, someday I'm gonna get like a 220. Um, I'm really an aquascaper, so I need to be able to work in it. So like a 4 foot tank is never gonna work for me. I'm tall. I'm not that tall. Um, so I would like a 220, and I would just stuff it full of rainbows and plants. I mean, it would be like this, but bigger.
Do you care? Do you mix the rainbows, all the different kinds together? Do you really care about the hybrids and stuff? I mean, obviously you're not getting rid
Here's
of
the
them.
thing. Uh, rainbows spawn every day, but their babies are so tiny, they're just going to eat them. I am not a breeder. Maybe that will change someday. If I do breed,
Yeah.
I will catch out males and females, put them in a tank with a spawning mop, let them spawn, then remove them.
Yeah.
And there are people who are better breeders than I am because I'm not a breeder. Um, I think that's a good way to do it. They'll spawn in your tank anyways, but nothing's gonna live.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
and
I want to in the future.
yeah, in my tank that has Pseudomygills in it, I also have Melanotania species Tawa in there, Kalatawa, and I also have Chalatharina wapoga in there, Aleni, and they're gonna eat those,
Yeah.
voracious, so I don't worry about it.
Gotcha.
Um,
So if one does happen to survive, then Oh
Well, I
well,
certainly
surviving.
would not. I certainly would not sell it because
Oh
hybrid
yeah.
rainbows are, as you know, and I don't know if people in the chat know, we're trying hard to keep the lines pure because hybridized rainbows are ugly and big and they outcompete our pretty ones. So it's not like cichlids where you can get some really pretty variants or guppies or endlers. And a lot of them are endangered in the wild. So we're trying hard to keep them pure. So yeah, and Alishon says that Rosario Lacourt had the best looking vibe Bosemani. That's true. The Rosario Lacourt strain of Bosemani is really quite beautiful, and you'll see those on Aquabid sometimes. And what he did was he just line bred them, so he wasn't crossing them with anything else. He just took the best looking ones and bred them, and the best looking ones and bred them. So and those are quite beautiful. Otherwise, some of the individual catch locations are nice too. So
We
yeah.
also have other stuff. Alishon said, thankfully, my wife and I both get pensions. She had been with BMS for over 20
Oh
years.
wow.
Before that, she worked with Roche. So
Yeah. I'm
so the
surprised she left Roche. It just seems like people go there and never leave. I mean, I just they never leave that company. So if I could only keep Chilatherina, Glossolepis, or Melanotenia, which would I pick? Oh gosh, I don't know. Wouldn't be Glossolepis, that's for sure. Because I don't think those are as interesting. I don't have a lot of Chilatherinas, but I have only one. Those seem to be the best color changers. But my favorites are the Melanotanias. So I don't know, it'd be one of those. But why limit yourself? I mean,
because
try.
that's how you answer the question. That's
I
why.
know. Why? This is America. You can have more than one genus.
Hey Jennifer, she's working on tanks and discovered a baby clown pleco. Very cool.
That's
Very neat.
exciting. Wow. Those are cute. I am not a pleco person, but I know people love their plecos. I mean, I figure I could have one pleco or I could have 10 more rainbows for the bio load. And I'll pick the
Yeah.
10 rainbows every
I like
time.
plecos. I like plecos. I'm going to
Yeah,
buy some after the first of the
everybody,
year.
it's kind of it's an early taught bias because my dad kept fish when I was young in the 80s. And we had a couple of little community tanks, and he used to always tell me how much he hated plecos. He's like, "Oh, they're just big and ugly, and they don't do anything." And of course, they were the common plecos, right?
Oh,
They weren't our fancy like L28 blah 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 plecos, right? But since that, I have kind of this bias against plecos. So
man, you should go back and watch Peter Guppy Guru. He owns the waterfront. He's a part owner of the waterfront fish store, and he every Sunday he does coffee with Guppy Guru, and they go around and show you stuff before the store opens up. And he knows that I was looking for plecos, but I decided I promised my wife I wouldn't buy anything more until after the holidays, till early next year. So he
gotta be
knew that, and he showed off all the plecos this week. So he showed some amazing ones, just beautiful,
they're
beautiful plecos.
beautiful little fish, but
Some of
I'm
these weren't little. Some of these were
well,
good
no,
size.
some of them are big, but I'm very focused on rainbows.
Yeah,
I only have two tanks. Uh,
yeah, yeah. That
because I've often thought like getting like an aquarium with like pearl gouramis would look really pretty. Or like, just having a tank and like stuffing it full of like 3,000 cardinal tetras. But I gotta focus. I don't have that many tanks. So
you know what?
rainbow is, yeah.
I want to share something else real quick here today about the waterfront. And I noticed Lori dropped the link just now. They have a sale going on. Starts today, November, and ends November 30th. 25% off all fish.
Oh,
Black Friday, no spaces. Black Friday is the code. That's just an email that's sent out if you sign up for the email. So a lot of people in the chat might have already been aware of it. I'm not sponsored or anything. Uh, Peter is a friend of mine, and I do support what he does. I think he does a good job over there. I like getting fish from them.
that's
Um,
cool.
but if you'd like to, again, that's 25% off. Um, I believe it says all fish. It does, so I don't know if it's good for everything or if it's just for the fish. But there you go. Black Friday is the code.
That's cool. Now that you're a big fancy channel, you can take sponsorships. Like, do you think you're going to get a shoe deal? Like, you think Nike will sponsor you?
Well, I don't wear shoes, so that'd be sort of hard. I mean, I wear like Birkenstock sometimes, but I don't really wear shoes or
Do
socks
you
very
think
often at all.
do you think you would wear a shoe if Nike paid you enough?
No,
You
I
cannot
don't
be
need it.
bought.
I don't need it. There's stuff you could, if some sushi company, there's no sushi companies, but if a sushi company, and the whole, yeah, I'd be all over that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
In
there's
maybe
not much that I would be
like
interested
a
in.
beard conditioner.
Yeah, I get sent products, not because of this, but I get sent beard products often. I do a lot of product testing.
Okay.
So it's some of the stuff I do on the side for fun. I've done all kinds of stuff. I've gotten air fryers and convection ovens and coffee makers, and I mean just all kinds
Wow.
of different stuff like that, and a lot of hair care and stuff like that. Just you name it, all kinds of different products. Beard straightener. Do they make beard straightener?
What is that even a thing?
Yeah, but
Wow.
I think you can buy one of them. I think you can buy an actual device to straighten your beard. But this is all
Wow.
coming off as
The
soon as Santa.
flattening iron. Because are you
And
getting sick of it?
oh yeah, and you know what?
Oh
I did
yeah.
use a beard dye the other day, and I don't know if anybody can tell, but it's a lot more gray and as opposed to white. So I had to
Hmm.
stop using it, and I'm not gonna because I'm growing it out for the Santa thing, and it turned my beard like gray instead of white. So I had to. I won't get paid for that one. I'm
Hmm.
sacrificing my face for Fish Fam Christmas.
I dye my hair blue.
I
I've
see that.
got, yeah,
Like it.
which is faded. I'm gonna get it redone in December. But because gray hair is not very fun. So the grayer it gets, the bluer it's going to get. I mean, you could go blue pretty with
This is so hard
very
to do.
little
There you go.
difficulty. You could have blue or purple hair.
My
That could
wife
be.
does that. My wife colors her
Oh
hair
yeah,
like
I
those
think
fun
it's fun.
colors all
I
the time.
mean, I didn't dye my hair for a really long time, but the older I get, and it has not really hampered my career at all. People will still hire me. They just don't care. I
Yeah.
mean,
Just don't
I'm
put tattoos on your face, people, and you're probably all right.
I'm not going to tattoo my face.
we
That
here's some
sounds
here's some
painful.
Gamer Sups. I would like to be sponsored by Gamer Sups. Yes, that's one place that I would like to be sponsored from,
Yeah,
just because
I
I
mean,
use their product all the time.
you should do that. I saw Jenna P ask me if I had any cleanup crew, and I do. I have a mono shrimps in all of my tanks. I don't see them frequently
Yeah,
because they have to hide from the bigger rainbows, but they're there doing their thing. I really like SAEs, and I know that you need to be careful which Siamese algae eaters you get as they're the true ones. But Dan's fish stocks them every now and again. And when he does, like, it's a good thing to jump on because they're great algae eaters. I have some Hillstream loaches, and I got those from Marcel. Actually, Marcel Wuthrick, he breeds those. They're cute. I have some gobies. I have the Sicyopterus ocellaris, which is a bigger goby. What else do I have? I have tons of these snails called Clethon snails. They're
hmm.
horned neorites, and
Oh,
they
okay.
are awesome algae eaters. I never scrape my glass ever. They will clean everything. They'll eat other kinds of algae. I buy those from Aquatic Arts.
Another good place to, and
Um,
they've got a sale going on now too.
I used Alex's discount code for those, and
Yeah,
I have
that's a good
I
one.
put about 1 per gallon of those in my tanks. They are awesome snails. So yeah, I do have cleanup crews. I would get more snails because Jake really likes the snails. But
I
my
saw
water's
that.
a little
Yeah,
soft, and I use I use CO2 in my tanks, and the shells get a little rough.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
can't really add.
they just
Um,
they just don't do that well.
John
So
McKenzie said an adult toy shop would be a good sponsor for me, and I'll agree with that. And Matt Liquid Zoo said Manscaped. What is Manscaped? I think we talked about this before.
Manscape. Well, manscaping is
I know what manscaping is, but this is Manscaped. So like a company? That
I don't know. I
I
mean,
don't know who they are. Hey,
I
there's
don't
Catfish
know.
Cherry. Funk says he's going to get a tattoo of his face on his face, and that's my thing, man. I've been saying that
All
forever. Get a
right.
tattoo of your face
And
on your
Steven,
face.
I would agree. You will love the horned nereids, the Clethon snails. They're awesome. They're such great algae eaters. I love them. Yeah, I love snails. I'm team snail. There's snail haters out there. I'm team snail. I
Yeah, I
just,
like
I my water isn't super hard and I inject CO2. So the
it's
mystery
tough.
snails are probably not going to do that
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But if you don't inject CO2 and you have harder water, mystery snails are so cool.
Yep. I have mystery snails, and
They're really cool.
I absolutely love them. I've got oh, it's an electric razor brand, and I feel like we've talked about that before. Manscaped. I feel like he's talked about that.
I feel like an electric razor is not going to want to sponsor your face because it doesn't look like you shave that much.
Oh, I do
Do
here.
you shave your cheeks?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because it grows to here. If I let it go, I'd look like werewolf. It grows
You
all the
are.
way up to there. I even get it on my nose. It grows everywhere.
Yeah. Jake has a beard. He keeps it pretty closely trimmed, but I think he has to shave his neck a little. I don't know. His beard is his business. Like, I don't, I'm okay with
His
it.
beard is his
His
business.
beard is
Well,
his
I
business.
don't keep it closely trimmed, but I keep it. I mean, like I said,
Hmm.
my it's right here. That's the bottom of my actual face. So that's not usually here. All the rest of this, I usually like to keep it. You know, but again, I was doing it trying to look a little bit more Santa Claus like for Fish Fam
I
Christmas.
know. You see, Paul says that he has puts aragonite in his filters. However, I don't want my water to be softer because growing plants is so much easier. I don't want my water to be harder. Growing plants is a lot easier in softer water. I mean, it's just so much easier. You have less algae. You can grow more species. You get more color. I mean, it's just so much easier. There is a reason, like all those fancy aquascapers use RO water because it's just easier. Yeah.
Aquafunk. So okay, I'm gonna get a tattoo of your face on my face. So beat that, buddy.
Do you think that's
That
going
will be
to hinder
interesting.
his employment opportunities? I don't know.
That would be interesting.
I
Hey,
think
colored guppies. Hey, he says, drive by, like, and quick lurk. If you're still here, Vinay, quick update. Everything going okay? Even if you want to shoot me a text, let me know how things are going. So Vinay said I could mention it, but so anybody doesn't know, his wife had surgery. She wasn't doing great.
right, right.
So
Oh,
if whatever you do, send your whatever positive thoughts, prayers, whatever it is. Think about Color Guppies, please, and his wife. Um,
Mm.
uh, it's a tough thing. So just wish the best for him. And I guess our friend Skipper is down right now. His family all got. I don't think I'm allowed to say that anymore, but they all got the pandemic thing, and
Mm.
they thought they were through it, but I guess he got hit pretty bad with it too.
Oh,
So,
jeez, God.
and Mrs. Metalhead, she lost her mom just yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
So just a lot of stuff going
Hard.
on. A lot of stuff going
Yeah,
on with a lot of different
that's
people. So
so
be
hard
kind.
this time of
Be
year. That's
kind to people.
right.
It makes a difference. Be
That's
kind to people.
right. Be kind to strangers too, because you don't know
Yes.
what they're going through.
Make
Yeah,
all the difference in the world.
that's right.
All right. Well, let's see. We're almost at 3 o'clock. I think we're going to end it at 3. So that's just about 5 minutes. That three
Yeah.
o'clock
So
Eastern time. Now, remember today, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brienne's doing a special stream for her birthday. It's her 13th birthday today. That should be a lot of fun. Go over there, and hang out with them. Um, and then at 5 o'clock, Stephen and I will be with Pegasus Arena on her channel, and for about 45 minutes or so, and then I got to go because then I'll be back with another focus on for tonight with Ryan, PNW Aqua, or used to be Natural Aquariums. He's going to be our guest tonight. So Kelley, is there anything you want to tell people? Is there anything you
I
want to
mean, I guess
say? Is there
does the
anything?
chat have any burning questions for me?
Yeah,
Like,
we still got a few
now's
minutes
your
left. So if you
chance. You need to know any any like crazy personal details about me,
You should have
or
said that.
I mean, I can lie. I might not answer them,
It'll
but
take a hard turn, I think.
yeah.
But yeah, if anybody's got any last questions, now's the time to get them in. If I missed anybody, if I missed any super chats too, thank you again so much. Appreciate that. That's going to take some getting used to. And if I missed any other questions, please put those back in right now. Today, Rico is quite busy today. It's like every day.
Well,
Too much.
you've got to get those watch hours up so you can donate them to Steven.
I wish you could donate them. And again, people, you should go over and hit up Steven's
I
playlist so you
know. I
can
mean,
get there.
I'm just gonna set my laptop to one of his stream lists and just
Yeah, do it.
let it run all
Let's
night.
get him there very quickly.
That's right.
Oh yeah, Jenna P says, "Where's the tour inside and outside of the cat
I
that you
know.
mentioned on Ladies' Night?"
Where are these damn cats? I mean, they have one job. I'll tell you, Jenna. I have a space heater that I run, and Fat Kitty just likes to roast his fat body all day by it. And Jake even put a little bed there next to it, and so he's just so happy. He's just roasting his fat
Yeah,
body.
that's where our dogs' beds are too, right by a space heater in the
I
living room.
know, it's so comfy.
Here's a great question from Dolbeck. Hey, Dolbeck. Tips on motivation when writing research papers. Oh,
Well, so this is my dog, Cookie.
hi,
She's
Cookie.
she's not motivated. So tips. So I've written a lot of things. I wrote a 300-page thesis. I write 500-page documents for work. I write in other papers. I guess I think that how I view writing and research in general is you have to remove emotional attachment from your work. You can't be hung up on the outcome of it. You can't be hung up. The less you care about something, the easier it is to get it done on time. And so you just have to do something every day. Stephen King has a really good book on writing, and I think it's good for lots of people in lots of pursuits. And he just says that pretty much you have to sit on your butt and write every day, and you have to read a lot. So write a lot and read a lot. That's true for anything you want to write, whether it's a scientific paper or a novel or anything. The professionally, I would say you need to get a software called EndNote. There's a free version of it called Zotero. I like EndNote better. That's what I use for my job. And it does your references for you. Also make sure you download the style guide of whatever journal that you're submitting it to, so you're consistent on your style, so you get your figures looking good and you cite everything correctly. But otherwise you just got to make yourself do it. And I mean, it doesn't matter if you only did 15 minutes, just every day you get there. I mean, it took me 9 months to write my thesis. I write 500-page documents right now. And if you just do a little bit every day, you just get there eventually. And at a certain point, the work snowballs and it builds momentum, and then you have to work on it. You can't not work on it because you just want to get it done. So, but if at the beginning part, you just got to do a little bit every day. So, yeah, that's my advice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's not something you get very often on
I
Facebook.
know.
And he says, "Oh yeah, we've got EndNote with the uni."
Oh, good. Yeah, I love EndNote. I love it. I also hate it, but I love it. I also use a software called Distiller. That's if you want to write a meta-analysis. It's for like systematically searching databases for journal articles.
Oh,
We use something
gotcha.
called Distiller, but you probably won't use that. That's expensive. So, yeah.
All right, we hit the 3:00 mark. We did an hour.
We
and a half.
did. I gave some life advice. We talked about grooming and styling. I mean,
Rainbows.
Kitty and my dog. We made it happen.
Yeah.
You made some cash, some super chats.
Yep. Again, gonna have to get used to doing that kind of stuff. I appreciate that so much.
You can invest You can invest it in beard styling products. I mean, you know.
Well, right now, I think I don't know. It might go into the Fish Fam Christmas thing. I don't want to just say that because I don't know how long it takes for it to come in and how much I'll actually have. So I can't say for sure that it'll go in the Fish Fam Christmas, but maybe we'll use it for that Christmas Day live stream when we're doing 24 hours, and we'll do giveaways with it then. And then after the first of the year, it's all going to go into paying for the trip to Louisville.
Yeah, I mean
Make
that's
it
a good
for
thing
that.
to use it for. I mean, use it to fund your fish room and your
It'll have
den.
a very specific each time it'll have a very specific use, you
Yeah,
know. I think that's a better way to do it. Just so I don't know, just so people like to support. I get it. I love it too.
yeah. I
I've
love
done
to super
millions of super
chat.
chats. I've spent so much on super chats over
I
the
know I love to super chat. I think it's fun. I mean, I like to tip
yeah.
at restaurants too. I tip my barista. I was a
Yeah.
barista
Oh
once.
yeah, yeah.
Hard work.
Bartenders.
So, yeah, just tip people. Don't be stingy, people. Be
So
generous.
that's a good place to end it. I think we'll just say just the